Hey everybody, welcome back. Thanks for watching, and this is Dan Strong with Excel VBA is Fun. I'm going to try to talk really fast through this. This is going to be a really cool experiment. We have a gentleman who does walking patterns, and he does assessments on like cornfields, and he does 3 different ways of doing it, and he wants to generate a map. So if he had a 1 by 4, or excuse me, a 4 by 4, it would look like this. The first patch would be 101, and then 102, 103, 4, 5, like this. They would all look the same like this. But if it was 4 by 4, it would go 101, 201, 301, 401, and then each of those would just increment by 1 going this way. There's 3 different patterns that he wants to generate. If he clicks on serpentine, it needs to look like this. It needs to go 101, 201, 301, 401, 402, 302, and so on. Sequential is like this only, and then a true sequential is 401 through 405, 301 through 305, etc., all the way to the end. And then he wants his assessment sheets to look kind of like this, depending on the type that he's doing. He also wants his map to look like this, depending. So we're going to generate those. So let's get started. Let's dig in. Let's go to our map sheet. That's going to be called map. So Alt F11. So we have a thing called create map. We have a number of range and the number of plots. I'm going to add a combo box right here. I think it needs it. We're going to go ahead and name that CMB type. Okay, double click here. What I want to do is whenever the user form initializes, we're going to say with me.cmb type, okay, and end with. Within that, I want to say dot add item, and the first item I want to add is, what is it called, sequential. I hope I'm spelling that right. May not be. Dot add item. What's the other one? Serpentine. Okay, so that's serpentine, sequential, and true sequential. Okay, so let's do that. Serpentine, sequential, and finally dot add item, and this is going to be true sequential. So it's going to add those to the combo box, and that's going to determine the outcome of our map. So let's go back to there. So let's say that they hit OK. So let's see here. He's already got something, and we may work with that, but let's see. Yeah. I'm going to make sure that it's plus 0. That's just a habit I fall into. You add 0 to anything from a text box because it converts it into a number. And let's see, the report type we'll just say is me.cmb type. Actually, I'm going to be lazy. RPT. So if RPT equals sequential or serpentine, then do the certain one report. Else if RPT equals sequential, then do blah blah blah, and then finally else if RPT equals true sequential, then do the other one. And then we have to put end if right there. Okay, so let's see here. If it's serpentine, then we need to do it this way. We can generate it the same way. The 400 whatever through that is always going to be the same. So we start with the top number, whatever is the top number, and work our way down to 100. So let's start with that. Let's see, plots and ranges. So ranges is the number that we're gonna go down, I believe. Let me verify that. Let's open that up here. I want to make sure I have this correct. I'm gonna click F5 and let's do a 1x4. Oh, okay. Doesn't like that anymore. Okay, well, I'm pretty sure the first number is the number of plots is how many you go down. So that's what we're going to take here. If it's serpentine, you know what? Actually, you're right. That none of that matters until this is actually generating the report, not the map. Let's do the map part. That should be the easy part. So MAP is actually set already to be that worksheet. So we're going to make the map. We're going to say for x equals it should be 1, 2, and then what row we're going to stop on. We're going to stop on whatever the row the number of plots are. So 1 to plots, and then next x. Okay. Then we're going to say for y equals 1 to ranges xy. Okay, let's think this through. I'm gonna hit F8. Yeah, blah blah blah. Okay, let's do a 2x2. 2x2, and we're gonna call it a serpentine. That doesn't even matter right now. And actually, I gotta cancel that. We need to stop it at some point. Let's stop it right here. 2x2. No, 2x3. Let's make it interesting. Serpentine. Hit OK. Okay, so plots is 3. Ranges is 2. Okay, good. And the report is serpentine. So x is 1 to 3. Let's go to the sheet called maps. Actually, let's do me.hide, because the stupid thing won't let me select a different worksheet. So I'm going to do that, and me.hide hides my user form, so I'm free to click around. That helps me out tremendously. Let's go to the map sheet. Now we can see what we're generating. So let's do it. X is 1 to 3. So here we go. X starts out as 1. And then let's see here. Y is 1 to ranges, which is 2. Alright. 3x2. Okay. At some point we need to do x times 100, I know that. So let's do cells x comma y equals x times 100 plus x, I think, or maybe it's plus y. Let's do that. Whatever, I don't know. So right now it's 1 times 100 plus y is not empty. Why does it say, oh, y is not empty anymore? So okay, y is 1. So this cell is 1 comma 1, so that's a1 basically, equals x times 100, meaning 100, plus 1. So let's see what happens. Blip. Okay, and then the next y would make that 2. So we're now looking at column 2, row 1. So let's see. 1 plus 2, so it should be 102. Hey, that's working. Okay, one thing right off the bat, I notice it's backwards, because it should have 101 at the bottom, and so that's the only issue I find right now. So why don't we do x equals ranges to 1, step minus 1, meaning going from 2. Maybe I've got this backwards. Maybe not. I don't know. Let's see. Let's do a 4x4. Stop this madness here. Let's do a 4x4. 4x4, and this doesn't matter. Hit OK. Alright, so plots is 4. And y is 4 all the way to 1, step minus 1. Okay. Interesting. Maybe we need to add a z in there. Z equals 1. And then after we get past all the y's, add z, could be a 1, 2, 3, 4. And once we get to the end, z is empty, so that it can be 1 to whatever again. And of course, z equals z plus 1 after each of these. I know it sounds crazy, but it might just work. Let's go with it. So this gives a location of 1, 4, and maybe we should swap these. It should be 4, 1. I don't know what's going on here. I'm going to experiment a little bit. 100. Hey, that looks pretty good. Z equals z plus 1. Oops. Okay, let's do that again. 101. Yeah, that's it. And the z equals z plus 1. So the next y is going to be 3. So that should be 301. How's that? 3 times plus z. Well, okay. So I'm lost again. This should be fairly simple. What's going on here? Comma 1 is 3 times 100. I don't think I want to... Mercy. Fine. I'm going to switch ranges and plots, because I think maybe that's where I'm getting mixed up. 4x4 serpentine. Awesome, let's do this. Maybe this will be right now, who knows. Z. Okay. For y is 4 to 1, step minus 1, so 101 should be 4 times 100 plus z. That's not right at all. Okay, let's do 1 to plots. Maybe I'm just totally mixed up. One. Dang it. So that part was right. Plots should be, so this should be, okay, what in the world? I don't know why that's a word. Okay, now y is 4. That's what I wanted. So this needs to be 400. Oh, no. Should be x times 100. So it should be 100 plus 1. Wow, really? Did I switch those already? Alright, this is gonna work. Here we go. So it should be 101. Right there, that's correct. I'm gonna erase all this other crap. Distracting. Oh, I cannot erase that stuff. Awesome. No, z equals z plus 1. I don't want to use that yet. Maybe I want to use that here. And that's... okay. C. Next y is going to be this one. Oh, here we go. So that's going to be 301. So it's 300. 3 times 1. No. It should say 201. So why don't we just increment the thing? This is where z should come in. Z. I'm adding a in there. I want a to be my 100s and z to be my 1s. So a is going to be a plus 1 every time we loop. So let's do this. A needs to be... alright, fine, we won't use a. How about use hundreds. Let's try that. Hun equals hun plus 1. And actually, hun, the hundreds, should actually be 2 now. So it's going to be 2. We'll loop it again. Okay, now we're on the second one, so it should say 301, and then that should say 401. When we get here, hun is back to being 1 because we're going to loop again. So the hundreds column, and then z, the ones column, should now be incremented to 2. So let's do that. 2 is 1 plus 1, and hundreds is back to the ones because we're going to go back to so x is now 2. We're now dealing in column 2, and y is going to be 4 all the way to 1. So let's see. Is equal to 100 plus z, so it should be 102. Okay, good. 202, 302, 402. Go to the z is going to be 3 now, and hundreds is back to 1, and bada bing. So that's finally resolved. 104, 204, 304, 404. And I think that's that loop. Now the report. If the report is serpentine, then let's go ahead and close this one out here. I'm going to hit save. So we finally have our map where we can generate a map. That's one small victory, right? Let's open up that again, and we'll do a larger one. Hit F5 or click there. Let's do a 6 by 8 and hit OK. And I'm just going to go ahead and click that button right there and hit F5. There's our cornfield just mapped just like that. Pretty cool, pretty instant. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see. And so we've got our cornfield there. Notice we have 8 by 6. So I may have that backwards, but that can be changed up in here pretty easily. Okay, the next thing we need to do is generate this based on the report pattern. So I think we're going to do that in the next video. Thanks for watching. God bless.